Find Bigfoot, Marble Mountain. A great thanks to the BFRO Matt Moneymaker for making this possible. July 2000, a group of 15 disabled hikers climb Marble Mountain. One boy finds what is likely a Bigfoot structure nest. One of the boys, possibly the same boy, sees a figure coming down the peak at 750 yards. Undoubtedly, it was his special perceptions that identified the creature. It confirms on slope to back, head on the shoulders, 60% arm length to total body height. The hands move elegantly. Scale is achieved comparing to the height of a branch. Inline steps, hips twist and sway. There's nesting, there's a rise, pause, fall, and compliant gait. Some of these are not shown due to the time constraints on Facebook. All right, the background. So July 2000, this is the BFRO sighting. Just put BFRO and Marble Mountain and you'll see the official report. This is the approximate area, basically due east of San Francisco, and these are the sightings in California overlaid at the same area. Okay, what to look for? At the very beginning, there's a nest. The boy crawls through, and then he walks out, and then he identifies a thing. This is an old fire pit or structure. There's a little totem there of rocks on a larger rock. Okay, here's starting the footage.
Some piled logs, but as we wander up, as we wander up into the trees a little bit, we notice that there's a pile of brush here. And as we look inside, we find out that something. Brad, let me climb out from here. Let me get a look into this thing. Let me walk around it a little bit. First of all, some kind of creature has taken and piled tons and tons of leaves and branches to either camouflage or make a place to hide. We notice claw marks as we look at the trees and stuff. Then we come around, we spin in here, and we see how whatever it is has been all smoothed out.
Looks like I'm gonna be sleeping with my revolver next to my pillow this time.
We see that they use trees around about to just
They see how they're broken, snapped like
they're
twigs.
snapped like twigs. No hatchets, no human marks of a saw. Everything snapped as though by mighty, mighty strength. Every bit of the...
How you seem to have picked the human camping area. So you can see with these fire pits.
You see down here a fire pit, but we see no evidence that there was ever a fire.
He's walking down.
Oh my word.
Bigfoot's walking down right now.
Uh-huh.
See, he's standing taller. Oh! I'll get back to camp.
We see something moving on the hill above.
Is there really something?
Where?
Where is it? Is it like where?
It stopped.
Like right on the other
Yeah.
side of it?
All right, so this is pretty incredible. I mean, it's way up there, and it's between the castle section there and the two trees. So we'll highlight it and show you the basic path and what happens. So Sasquatch is right there to start, and then it goes down, pulls on some trees, and starts meandering around there, and a bunch of stuff happens. And then it walks down, makes a 2.5 foot step, and then exits. That ends the footage. So here's the start of the footage. It's double stabilized and enlarged.
No, it stopped and looking at us.
It's kind of looking at us.
I don't see it.
It's moving now.
The trees. It's to the right of them. It's walking that way.
Do you see?
See that King's Castle?
Yeah. You see that
Walking on that
kind
hill.
of little skinny thing?
That little thing. On the right side of the tree.
Kind of small, but this is a far way away.
I don't see nothing.
Seriously,
On the ridge.
on the ridge.
Right on the ridge.
Almost to those trees.
It's coming down this way. See the patch of snow in the middle there? There's 3 patches of snow up there. See the one right up, straight up above the patch of snow?
Right under that big wall.
There could
Yeah.
be something that's
The bigger patch of the 3 patches of snow.
Over here?
Yeah.
What about it?
He's walking up right on the ledge. See, he's just there. Did you see him moving? He's almost to the tree. There's those 2 trees. Or 3 of it might be 3 trees.
He's
Just
in the
walked
trees.
into the 3 trees. You see the 3 trees there, don't you?
Yeah.
Right up the very ridge. Well, wait a second. He should.
The thing something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Right. And he should come out in between them or past them, I would think. There he is. See him right between the 2 trees
Yeah.
right now? See?
Oh yeah, he's walking down.
See, he's between the 2 trees right now.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for people.
Where? Dang it! He must
2
have.
trees to the left of King's Castle.
Yeah.
See King's Castle?
Yeah.
He's
There's
shaking
2
his
trees.
fist at us.
He's right in between the 2 trees right now. The
He's
2 trees.
screaming at us something. Get out of my
Probably looking at
camp.
us as
Get
much as
out of
we're
my
looking at him.
camp.
He's probably saying, hey, there's 15 Bigfoots down there.
He's coming. Is he coming down?
He's
I think?
jumping up and down. He's going back and forth. He is furious. He knows we're in our.
He is
In his,
acting kind of strange.
Now he's almost in the tree.
Where's John?
I should go out to the left of
There
there.
he
There he
is.
is.
that is.
Doesn't look like a person.
It does not look like a
Doesn't
person.
look like a person.
No.
Its arms are way too big. Look at how long the hands hang down to the.
How can you
Oh,
see
yeah,
from?
they're down to his knees at least, aren't they?
Look what I'm looking at. Find him now.
Now when the guy comes walking down and says hi, you're gonna erase all of that. I hope.
This is.
Why?
Because it's not very.
Probably about an hour. Gets darker at night.
Okay, we better have our Bible.
His arms
Yeah, it's
obviously
8:30.
Hold
hang.
on. I need to.
8:40.
His arms obviously hang below his knees.
Shh. Don't make fun of Sasquatch.
I'm running out of focus here. Right there we go.
I say we bag him.
Huh?
We could probably get some pretty good money. Just tranquilize the sucker.
Just photos are all we need.
It's not very good proof though. If you actually show up with him sleeping in a cage, that's proof for you. John's got the 22.
We're definitely not going to shoot him.
All right, confirmation points. We can go to a lot of detail on this, but we're going to just show what's most important. First, the coned head on the shoulders. Big wide shoulders, hips, inline step. You see it all there. You see basically the difference between the head. It's a circular head and a coned head.
To the left of King's Castle.
Okay, arm length. You see that the arms are much longer in a Sasquatch than in a human. That allows them to do quadrupedal run.
He must
2
have.
trees to the left of King's Castle.
All right, you see there's a difference. Pretty much size-wise, it's a little bit shorter than the animal we're looking at here. But you can see that same basic physiology, the probably 60% arm. And now the hands actually move. Watch it splay as it makes the 2.5 foot. Boom! Those are not, there's no way that could be faked. And they move all over the entire time. Okay, total body height to the branch.
From the ground to the bottom of that branch, it is 8 feet 3 inches.
Okay, 8 feet 3 inches. And you watch, he goes all around, back and forth. As he moves all the way back, he moves back about 100 feet, moves forward. This is at 10 times speed or 8 times speed. You'll kind of basically see what he's, the measurement. At no time does he go all the way through. And you all see the difference in the head and the shoulders there. It's very clear. back and forth. That's the farthest point. We'll show that for the Sasquatch as well. Look at the total body height with the branch. There again. Now we'll watch the Sasquatch. And it's not on a rock there. That's a bush down to the right-hand side there. Just walked by. So it is a substantially larger. We'll kind of show it kind of walking backwards. It's even a little bit clearer here. Maybe like they say, it may be 10 feet, maybe 9 feet. It's very, very tall. That's the farthest point away from the branch. There. That's pretty much right at the tip of the branch, and that's a little bit, once again, a little bit farther away, but see about the same spot. It's walking back. And walks toward the branch once again. And again at the branch. And that's the farthest point. All right, we talked about the hip thrust before. The hip thrust is a the hips turn sideways, so that's why sometimes we'll look that the hip bone coming out there, it's higher, it's farther, and and as that right foot goes forward, it moves forward like this. So there's a 3-foot drop. Okay, it drops off. And watch how easily it makes this drop. Boom. It's like nothing, because its foot maybe, what, 20 inches long? So a 2.5-foot drop is going to be just like a half step. Okay, here's the investigator. The initial body height, similar. Okay. So let's just talk a little bit about Sasquatch. Already was 4 million years ago, and it's substantially different. Sasquatch, they've got to be a much more recent adaptation. So if you look at Artie, look at the small finger, small thumb, and the divergent toes. That's not the same as a Sasquatch. Maybe the hips might be similar. The long arms are good, but see, the toes are different. They're not migrated like a Sasquatch and a human. That's a Sasquatch footprint. Sasquatch footprint, human. Okay, and the fingers, of course, we still have the Fort Bragg handprint, which is very clear. So it's more likely that maybe 1 million years ago that Sasquatch actually learned how to walk, learned how to do everything, and then we went out from the forests. Sasquatch is much closer to direct descendant than Artie, maybe within the last 2 million years. The Artie theory of sex was caused by bipedalism is flawed and pretty ridiculous. It's most likely through swimming and then tree pulling. Speeding through the brush makes a lot of sense. Okay, how about thinking? There's a possible eureka moment or two here. And the Sasquatch is going along, and it's just sitting there. This is at half speed, and it will touch its face. Oh, an idea, and then it walks away. An impulse. It had a thought image in its brain, and then walked away. At the end portion is another thing. When you have a big thought in your head, you'll get that you hold the object with both hands, and that's the same thing that's happened. It's seeing.
John's got the 22.
Oh no! Oh, I can't believe it. Resignation. Conclusions. There's a lot of them here, guys. This is most assuredly a Sasquatch. The size, body, and composition confirm with almost all sightings. Longer and wider hips provide a longer stride, greater bipedal speed, and all accounts of its motion are likely correct. Hips are shaped to provide different musculature attachments to provide arm strength and leg strength. All accounts of male Sasquatch having shoulders 3.5 to 4 feet wider, probably correct. Sasquatch are like tightrope walkers, using their hands to balance. Sasquatch feel comfortable around trees, touching them and pulling on them whenever possible. Sasquatch has feelings of regret, disappointment, and maybe even despair. Sasquatch can build substantial nest structures. Rock structures probably have a meaning as well. Also, autism's real value may be the hyper-focus that maybe Sasquatch has. Since we are likely descendants of Bigfoot, autism could be a vestigial process.